Well, welcome back to another episode of When It Rays, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray.
I'm Johnny Bugatti.
And I'm devastatingly handsome.
Well, that's the truth, my man. We're really excited to have you on the show today. That's right, it's a special episode with a very special guest, the biggest brother, Tony Hall.
Yep, my big bro.
I said that wrong too, didn't I? I said your last name wrong. It's Hull with a U.
Yes.
Right on.
What'd you say, Hall?
I think it came out that way.
It doesn't matter.
He looks kind of like Razor Moon, Scott Hall.
Well, we're glad to have you on the show. This kind of just popped up. You were heading up here to a poker game.
Yes.
And you got in touch with John, and he was like, hey, Tony's on his way up. He's going to be on the podcast today. I was like, fuck yeah, we've been meaning to have you on. You're like, well, one of the first people to watch us on the show. You know, you've been watching ever since we started and giving us some feedback here and there.
Diligently since the first episode.
That's awesome, man. That feels really good.
Although I am, like I said, I am one episode behind. I haven't watched.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't used it.
No problem. That's okay. It's on there in the universe in perpetuity. I'm learning all these new found words.
I want to go ahead and start off with promos.
Okay.
So, you got anything to promote? Any shows coming up?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Just our
Keith,
one of our brothers.
Anything to promote?
Yeah, actually, the YouTube series Brothers Goddammit, written and directed by me, will be coming out sometime this summer, and it's in the beginning stages, but things are moving quickly, so that's going to be coming.
Sounds good. Okay, I would like to promote our cousin's poker game. AJ Scholmeyer, 75-380, San Trafalgar Court, Noblesville, Indiana.
Oh, what the? Put him on blast.
He's going to a poker game, and I wasn't invited. So,
well,
I see you want to take money and not give it, but
okay,
you're called out.
You think it's the fact that you'd win? That's why you're not getting got the invite?
Well, in his defense, he's not going to be there. He's got some sort of double couples date thing that he's doing. So
he's not even going to be at his own poker game?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, my God.
So did I just give out his neighbor's address or his? I don't know. Shit. That's fucked up. Either way.
Well,
if you're one of our fans and you're crazy, go try and jump in the game.
We'll take your money.
Tony, you might be interested to know, as a viewer of the show, as somebody who's been with us since day one, that there is a conspiracy to keep this show from amassing the amount of views that, more hyper-successfro podcast.
We're getting shadow banned?
Dude. It's we're getting sabotaged by this neck-bearded fucking train wreck of a country circus called Luke Combs. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this musician before?
I have.
It's like listening to the. It's like if somebody made an electric guitar that plugs into a red Solo cup. Mm-hmm. Very. He lists all the good brands, Coors Light, Yeti coolers, Ford trucks, or maybe he just says trucks to try and keep it vague.
What'd you say his name was? Fake douche?
Yeah, Luke Combs.
Okay, well, don't diss on the Solo cups. That's how I do my drinking.
Do you really drink out of red Solo cups as a man of years?
Yes.
And wisdom? So you'd take a delicious ice cold beer in a bottle
and
pour that into
Solo
a red
cups are for cocktails, man.
That's how I drink my whiskey.
Yeah, Solo cups are for cocktails.
I drink my beer out of a bottle.
Okay.
But I drink my whiskey out of a Solo cup.
He lives on a farm.
Do you top it off with like 16 ounces of soda pop?
Yeah, Jack and Coke.
Okay.
Boom.
It is okay.
It's good for cocktails on the go, dude. He's got fucking boat. And he's got goat. He's got chickens and ducks. He's out running around. He's got property. He's not just up in a penthouse like you.
I'm a country boy.
Okay, understandable.
And if you're not aware, Solo does make shot glasses.
That's true. And I always feel like when they use those in the bar, like they're trying to get over on me, like, oh, I'm gonna get less booze because the little tiny solo cup looks smaller than a shot glass. And also, even when I order my whiskey neat, I order it in a rocks glass so that they have the potential to overpour it. Well, even if they are like a real professional with their count or whatever, they're not going to spill any of it on the fucking way to bring it to me, like they do with those little shot glasses that have the line. Have you seen this where they put the line at the top of it? If you don't fill the fucking glass all the way, if you fill it to the line, you're such a task-masking
country douche talking about.
Okay, so let me tell you what the fuck's going on with.
If you go to YouTube and you start to type in "When It Rains, It Pours," this Luke Combs guy has a song called "When It Rains, It Pours," and it comes right up. And he's kind of he looks like a Muppet, kind of.
Yeah.
Like an Amish Muppet.
Two different words, correct?
Yeah, it's two different words, but they think that people are misspelling.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if it was Earth, Wind, and Fire who had a song called "When It Rains, It Pours," and it popped up before us.
But what it really annoys you is you have to type out your entire name of your podcast.
Yeah.
And search before it lets you.
You have to do it again. You have to do it twice. And it would also be nice if this song, "When It Rains, It Pours," or "When It Rains, It Pours," was a good song.
Oh,
but it's not.
It's not.
It's about how this guy dumps his girlfriend, right? You know that thing that guys in country songs never do?
You're supposed to be broken up with.
Yeah.
You can't write a song about "I was better than her and I broke up with that bitch."
Yeah, he breaks up with his girlfriend.
That doesn't work for country. Come on.
And he took her dog, and he took all the furniture and her money, and
now he doesn't have to talk to his bitch mother-in-law.
And I took her lease on her Camaro.
He hits a scratch-off ticket. He left his number on the bill at a Hooters, and then the Hooters girl calls him.
If you write a country song where you don't get kicked in the nuts 10 times, it's not a hit.
Right.
Apparently.
I played in country music bands for many a years.
Decades.
And that never happened. No. Ever.
This guy's he's like using rap lyrics in a country song, like bragging about like country is not bragging.
It's bragging about like literally the hickish shit too. Like fucking you hit on a scratch ticket and then you got a Hooters girl to fuck you. Like, first off, who
Big time.
goes to Hooters at all anymore?
Well,
okay.
I am a country boy.
There's not a lot of restaurants around his compound.
And there are restaurants that have good food. Like, this is what I'm... like, you could go to a place that has better food and... like.
Keith, have you ever been to a strip club buffet?
I have not.
I have.
This is getting to my heart right here.
See, we need to hang out because I need to school you on some shit.
Well, Tony, I've been looking forward to having you on. You were like the first person to ever make me feel cool about who I was as a person.
You guys might be closer to brothers than me and either one of you, to be honest.
When I was a little boy, we had a dog named Eddie, and you took Eddie, took in Eddie after an incident where he had bit another child. And not only did you let me come see my old dog, which to anybody who loves a dog, that's an important thing. But also, when you let me ride over with you when you took him, and we listened to Buddy Holly on the way over to your house, and that's when I realized that people other than my dad and me liked Buddy Holly, and that maybe I had a chance at being cool. And
that's when I realized I had two gay brothers.
I remember playing Johnny Be Good on your toy guitar while you sang it.
Dan Electro or...
No, on a toy guitar.
I had them.
Tuned it as best as I could.
I thought you had a Dan. Didn't you have a Dan Electro?
I did have a Dan Electro.
Yeah, but it was way before that.
Okay.
But anyway, back to this. Yeah, I'm sorry. We got off. We started. Off. Yeah,
But Luke Combs and pretty much all of Nashville.
Do we need to pause to you guys to wipe the tears from your eyes?
I'm sorry, but Nashville is trying to keep down when it rains, it pours by pumping this garbage non-country music. This fucking
There's only one answer. It's because we're white.
I think so. Well, here's the thing, because this guy is clearly like a sabotager of white culture, the Luke Combs dude. Because when you listen to his records, I didn't just listen to this.
When I think of like
pours
top-notch country singers, I think of Darius Rucker.
Yeah, that's Black the best. Guy. That's probably the best one out right now.
Luke Combs is. He's black, correct?
No, he's a white guy. But when you listen to his music, you realize that his biggest influence for his country music was Young Jeezy. Because of all this weird subwoofer bass that is in his songs that has no place. There's no crying pedal steel. It's
just not country at all.
No, it's dog shit in, dog shit out, bad pop music with a hick accent, and it doesn't have the right to be impeding our progress as a podcast. It's
let us get our auto-completes. Come on.
Yeah.
God damn. People are typing in our full podcast name and still being rerouted to this dog shit.
If you are dumb enough to listen to this podcast, you probably can't spell all the words in this podcast. Like, my brother...
I was going to say, I misspelled it a couple. I had a little trouble finding it because I was. It's hard. That remote is hard.
Depends on what you watch on. Okay.
I need autocomplete so bad.
As one of John's brothers, how do you feel about always being referred to as a half a person? Because this motherfucker is notorious because he has 3 half brothers. For saying he only has 1.5 brother, and I don't really like that. And I thought I'd go ahead and stir the shit about, I waited a few minutes into the podcast so we couldn't start over.
Well,
what do you think about this half brother joke? I don't like it.
I don't know.
I only use that for you. I never used it for Gil or Tony.
Oh. I was going to say, I've never heard him refer to me as his half brother.
I'm the only one he's trying to arm out of the frame.
You're the only one. I never said Gil was or Tony.
Oh, okay. I'm the only one. Okay, so I assumed that you were a half, but apparently you get whole stats.
Oh, he is a half, but I just never made a point to point it out to every single person that knew we were brothers.
You know what? You can be my honorary brother from now on.
There we
go.
No
halves.
No halves. Only holes, bro. Only holes.
You need to get motorcycle gang vests.
I don't know. Gil's a little weird for me, so
you'll like him. You'll like him. Trust me. He's funny as fuck too. I've been working with him. I got him into the ticket game. Well, I don't want to say that because Chad listens to the podcast too,
and he got everyone into the ticket.
And he got everyone in the ticket game, and I just hold the tail. So let's
and pick up the boxes.
Well, that's what he tells me all the time. He's like, "You hold the tail, I fuck the cat," and I'm like, "Right on." That was both of your ex-wives' name. So anyway,
I love that.
That's Chad Lee. Shout out to Chad Lee. That's a good one.
Well, and it's good. You started the shout outs. We got to do one real quick. It's not going to take long, but it is important. We have another fan. That I didn't know
he's
this.
Fighting you for biggest fan of the year. This year we'll have
you'll have 2.
We're gonna we have 2 nominees so far because this guy also not only does he watch every episode, he shares every post I make on Facebook, whether it's about the podcast or not. He just loves.
Okay, he's the biggest fan.
He just loves the show. He's a nice guy. I met him in Fredonia, Kansas after my opening act got locked up for possession of mushrooms.
And he calls you on your personal phone number.
Yeah, and he called me on the phone because my phone number, as I found out as a result of him calling me, is on my Facebook. And it's just been public knowledge to anybody who would look at the things about Keith. If you click on more about...
How do I get a hold of this person immediately?
Well, Stephen Morris out there in Kansas gave me a call. Shout out to Stephen. And
Rock Chalk.
He asked me if I'd do him the favor of telling this lady that he's been seeing recently. Oh, and I left my damn notes.
That he doesn't want to see her anymore?
No, he wants... Oh, no!
He's in love with her,
okay.
I think.
He really likes her.
Okay.
Go
ahead. This is the problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be bad. There's nothing like getting broke up with in a podcast that you're not even a part of.
We have like 1,500 total views, and we're getting Ryan Seacrest love shout outs. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Okay,
we've got.
There's a reason why
we've got an actual fan, so we'll give him his due.
Well, Steven made it a point. He hipped this lady who he's been on a couple dates with at this point to the show. So now she watches the show, and he wanted me to tell her.
So we got 3 real actual fans now.
Gypsy
Tony and these 2 crazy people.
Grace Gypsy. If you're out there
Gypsy.
and you're doing your what's that where they throw the ropes? What's that workout? CrossFit.
Yes.
You're out there and you're CrossFitting it up and you're listening to the When It Rains It Pours podcast. Give Steven a chance.
She's a gypsy. She probably blows powder into people's faces and then puts spells on them.
Well, he's under the spell.
What's his name? Steven?
Steven. Nice guy, handsome guy, and this chick is gorgeous. By the way, Grace, you are killing it, okay? That CrossFit is working, sister, because you are fine as fuck. I understand why Steven wants to, go the extra mile to, impress this girl. Be like, hey, not only... I really do know those guys on that podcast that very few people...
Oh, Grace Gypsy, 42069. Congratulations on your CrossFit body. Steven, you might be safer looking in other pastures, bro. If she listens to our show, you probably don't want to fuck with this bitch.
I've never had a girl that I was seeing that would listen to a podcast at my recommendation, no matter how much she liked me or how much play she was giving me.
I'm saying,
I've been in full-blown relationships where you're you should check out this show, and they will never do it.
If she listens, she's cool as fuck.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But if she listens, she's probably crazy as fuck, dude. Because we're stupid as fuck.
Yeah, I'm really stupid.
If she listens, you need to find out what's wrong with her.
Well, they might be meant for each other. Steven might be crazy, too. Crazy attracts crazy, and sometimes... it's the right kind.
I want to be
They probably smash pretty effectively.
I want to be the person to get 2 people together. This show's about family.
You do have similar characteristics to a cherub.
If we could help them start a family and fall in love, I want to be a part of that.
All you need is a diaper. You got the fat belly. We can go to a thrift store and get
Can we not have that mental image, please?
Me in a diaper?
No, I don't want that.
I
don't want that.
He's like,
I don't want that. I don't. That's
the guy that shoots the arrow?
Cupid. I don't want that image.
Keith Cupid.
I don't want that image.
Ooh, if you could cover me in gold, paint you two big fat naked me in some gold paint,
some kind of all my feather
on the side,
boa thing.
I'd finally have the body I wish I had.
Keith Cupid. Keith Cupid might be the episode name. We'll see.
But I'm just saying, hey, if Steven's gonna take the time
to
find my phone number, give me a call. He watches every show. He loves every show. I want him to have somebody that'll fuck him enough that he might miss an episode. You know what I'm saying?
And what's the name?
Give him a little fulfillment in life. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they should just take it slow.
That's a good point, too.
Steven and King Cooper CrossFit.
Kansas,
what's their name?
Drink 3.2 beer and fuck,
3 point. Oh.
Yeah, there's not much to do in Kansas, but...
Well, they can probably go to Jayhawks games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to do
and fucking pick corn and shit.
Yeah, they could detassel. See, Tony knows what I'm talking about. John didn't even know what that means. He was no 4-H kid, I'll tell you that.
Dude,
maybe in somebody's basement he participate in growth.
Match my laptop case with my outfit. Come on. I don't know what fucking delacing corn means.
Detassel.
Delousing it. Delouse the corn.
Yeah, I've been to jail. Me
and Tony have been deloused in corn. Fucking real Hoosiers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this motherfucker's he's already had goats for years. Now he's upgraded to chickens and ducks.
Well, but they had farms.
And turkeys. I got turkeys, too.
When you were coming up, they probably still had some farms in.
Yeah.
Raising turkeys?
Yeah.
For what? Eggs?
The trick is not to plant them too deep.
Yeah, I know you don't plant them in the ground. So what? You got turkeys too?
Yeah,
I knew about the ducks and chickens.
We got 3 turkeys now.
Are you gonna?
They're still in my dining room right now because they haven't gone out to the
just plumping them up to eat or what?
Well, for eggs.
They turkey eggs?
Yeah. Oh, they're yummy.
I gotta have some turkey eggs.
Oh,
dude, that sounds good as shit.
Yeah. Once you go turkey eggs, man.
Well, you got duck eggs and fucking chicken eggs too.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna be going to your house for eggs now.
Well, let me ask you: do the turkey eggs? You know how
I want a turkey egg right this second.
But
you didn't bring one in your pockets.
Well, they're not laying yet.
Oh shit!
Well,
fucking stupid whack ass turkeys.
You know how chicken and eggs don't taste anything like each other. Does turkey and turkey eggs have any? No. So it's not.
What's the difference between a turkey egg and like a duck egg or like a free range chicken egg?
Turkey egg.
Because I've had duck eggs before. But.
Turkey egg's bigger, so it's about 1.5 times bigger. So if you have like a 3-egg omelet, you only need 2 eggs. And personally, I prefer turkey eggs. They are
just the flavor.
I like the flavor of them a little bit better.
The yolk. What about the yolk? What's the yolk look like compared to a dark yolk?
It looks
chicken egg.
It looks similar, very similar. But
that's what's up, dude.
You know, some people don't like duck eggs. Some people say they're rubbery or whatever. I really like duck eggs, but you know, to each his own.
What, compared to turkey or just compared to anything?
Compared to chicken or turkey or
anything. Duck. I wasn't crazy about duck eggs that much. Like
they're little, aren't they?
No, they're a little bit bigger than chicken.
You're thinking of quail eggs.
Oh, okay.
Either quail eggs or like guinea eggs are smaller too, but.
But I love duck. But I've had duck eggs and it wasn't.
Some people like them, some people don't.
Like you said, the fresh fucking free range chicken eggs are just that dark ass yolk.
We're gonna have plenty.
Man. It's so good.
I'm gonna get some for sure. I'm gonna have to have some chicken eggs or turkey eggs too.
Well, as we might have to try and get John to make this masterpiece sandwich that I've been trying to have for years now, because we got the master smoker. we got the master smoker. We got the man raising the free range eggs. I don't know if you've ever seen, but in the Netherlands they make this smoked fish sandwich with radishes on the bottom of the sandwich, sliced very thin, and then essentially the condiment of the sandwich is just the yolk, a raw yolk. And you put that, when you put the sandwich down, burst the yolk, or put the top piece of bread on, burst the yolk.
Okay, Guy Fieri, this isn't a cooking podcast.
Smoke through the smoked fish, you know.
You're getting fatter and fatter by the minute.
Look, dude, I like pineapple.
Stop talking about food.
And smoked fish. Anyway.
The eggs was a cool thing because it's turkey egg. I never heard of turkey eggs. I want to try them.
Oh, no, I didn't get you a little excited about this smoked fish sandwich?
Talk about this smoked fish sandwich while I suck on this huge piece of pineapple that has like 400 milligrams of sugar in it right now.
You know, pineapple burns fat.
Yeah, and it makes your cum taste good is what I heard.
It also gives you diabetes because it's got so much sugar.
It's too bad I can't cum.
Yeah, but
I heard it tastes really good right now.
Natural sugar's okay.
That's what I've always been told too. Natural sugar's okay. It's this processed sugar you and me drink all the time that is bad for you. But
too much of anything is not good.
Always in moderation. And speaking of moderation, I didn't participate in any of that when I was down in Cincinnati on Thursday. There was absolutely zero moderation going on. For the first time in so long. Oh, yeah, here you go. I finally got to do stand-up again. A friend of mine started a show down there called Catch 22 at a little place called The Chameleon. It's kind of like a pizzeria and bar. And it's an outdoor show, like most shows are with the COVID and everything. So I was excited about it. I hadn't been up in a minute. I hadn't been on the road to do stand-up in a real minute, probably a couple months before that. So I went down to Cincinnati after work on Thursday and checked out my buddy John Holmes. That's the guy's name. He's not the porn star, although he does dress in the same era of clothing as John Holmes, the pornographic film star with the massive hog. We're all so familiar with. So I went and did his show, Catch 22, and it was a blast.
You killed Dale.
I got to see him. I got to see my good old friends Phil Pointer and Chris Seamer, some really successful comics here in the Midwest.
Guy was wearing jeans that he had to use the pliers to pull the zipper out, like he's a fucking 17-year-old girl.
No, he rocks more like the long collars,
open up shirt,
the long lapels.
I gotta get a visual.
Yo, no, he's like leisure suit killing it.
Nice.
And fresh too. I don't know. Some of them seem almost like new leisure suits, like he had leisure suits made, as opposed to like a thrift store find, because they look solid. And he's just a great guy, and the show was awesome. Everybody had fun, and outdoor shows are really hard with stand-up comedy because you want to trap the laughter. You want the room to be tight and intimate, and he figured out a really good way around that, in that, like, the patio that he's having it on, you can put the stage in the corner where there are walls so everybody faces away from the open, and then on top of that the walls are really high.
I mean,
so it really draws you in, and he draws the focus in, and it became as intimate as any regular room that I've performed in. If it's less than
100 people and you got a good enough PA system.
I don't know if it was 100 people, probably 50.
But if you got a good enough PA, I mean, Tony has played plenty of gigs outside playing music. It's no different.
There is.
There's a difference, but if it's small enough, you can get by. I mean, you'd rather do that than not do time, right?
Absolutely. And like I said, it was a fucking ball. I even ran around like when the show got going, we could all still hear the music from the patio next door where like no one was sitting. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to go ask these people to turn that music off. I run around. I talked to the people over there. They were super cool. I just talked to the waiter, and he was awesome. They turned the music off and the show went on. And it was a real ball getting to see all my friends there. Now, the trauma of Cincinnati, it had nothing to do with the show. The show was great, but when I got down there, I did what I always do when I'm performing stand-up in another town. I go straight to the venue to go to the bathroom, so I know where the venue is. Then I leave the venue and I go get a hotel based on how close the hotel is to the venue. Try and make it as close as possible and as cheap as possible. Get that Venn diagram going. I'm not paying over $100, and also it's got to be, a reasonably priced Uber away from the venue. So I found the perfect place, and I like it so much. It was fantastic. I knew it was going to be just what I needed in a place to fall down at the end of the night.
The Do Not Disturb, the other side of the Do Not Disturb sticker had a picture of a crab with the X sign out of it.
Like there's no bugs.
Like they put no bugs when you walk in, then you put do not disturb. When
there wasn't a rug over a chalk outline or anything.
There was no rug. It had been ripped out of the concrete floor by whoever stayed there beforehand.
One question: how long did it take for your skin to start heating up? Like,
oh, shut up! There were no bugs. I checked the beds immediately. There were no bugs.
No, I mean Cincinnati is really close to Kentucky.
Oh,
like,
yeah. They kind of, it was funny because there were like comics from Kentucky and I did my jokes about people from Kentucky and then they got up and acted like they were hurt, but really all it did was give them a springboard for their jokes about people from Kentucky and they're fucking from there because people from Kentucky are cool as fuck.
Yeah, sometimes
comedians anyway, I don't know.
Sometimes we're hard on Kentucky, but it's just Indiana-Kentucky rivalry.
But the comics from Kentucky were like, oh, this guy just set me up so golden. And then, like, it would be funny. It would be like another comic from Kentucky being like, hey, can you believe all these people talking shit on Kentucky? And they're like, only the one guy was from Indiana. Like,
everybody else was from
Kentucky. The rest of you have just been going, hey, he said it first, you know? So
we agree.
And they agree. They know it's true. That was the whole point of my joke, essentially, was that they know it's true. But, I got to see this great comic. Her name's Gretchen Schultz. I had to go ahead and throw these shout-outs out there because these cats are great. And I getting to see not only new comedians to fall in love with in fucking Cincinnati, but all my old friends are still out there kicking it and fucking killing. And that was a real ball. But back to The Budget Host, which was the name of the hotel that I stayed at.
The Budget Host Motel.
See, Budget
That sounds like something we would have stayed in on a family trip, like back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
The Budget
in St. Louis
is a chain, right?
We go to the Bowling Hall of Fame. Hell yeah, we love bowling.
In the back of our Sunbird.
Hell yeah.
But we all love bowling, so that was a good place to go, man.
But
hell yeah.
But I always look for that. That's usually where you find the middle of the Venn diagram, is in a place that has a combination of two other chain motels names as the
it's like
it was the Red Roof 6 is a good one, or the
they're on
Regency.
Top of that shit. They're trying to catch those Google hits.
Yeah,
because they got both the names and they're gonna get both the hits.
And they'll
be the fourth one down with the lowest rate.
People are gonna be like, oh, well, I could go to the Budget Inn, or I could go to the Regency Host, or I could go to the Budget Host.
Keith Ray, and I'll go to the Budget.
Hey, I gotta say, it's one of those hotels where they don't charge by the hour, but the rate is so low. If you only use it for an hour, you're missing out on what, a gram of Coke?
The Red Roof Hotel.
I'm sorry, I gotta miss 1 gram this week. You could go use it for 2 hours and fucking leave. That's where their marketplace is, and I understand people are gonna be like, okay,
the Holiday Lodge.
It's a crack motel. It's a crack den motel. And I personally don't like when people use the word crack like they've ever done crack, because I've done crack, okay? And I don't use it like that because that's fucking rude to people who do crack. But anyway,
where else would you go when you're trying to get crack before a comedy show?
It was a crack motel, and I know that. I'm not saying that like, oh, it's cool, like, oh, it was like this on crack. No, it was a crack motel because I was offered crack cocaine on my way from the office to my hotel room. That's a flat fact.
Well, and you aren't afraid to go in those areas because look at where the podcast studio is.
Yeah.
We got to get Tony out of here in like at least a half an hour because it's going
to get dark. I don't want to be here after dark.
You strapped up, correct?
Well, hell yeah.
Okay, so you were good.
Oh yeah.
You can walk me out. You can walk me out to my car because I didn't strap up.
I walk into a preschool. I'm strapped.
Yeah.
Why?
Kids are crazy.
Them little bastards are mean.
No, fucking people could be pulling off the 47th fucking shooting in this last month, and you're gonna be the guy who you saw the video? I know you did, of that dude who walked into the church and started shooting, and then the dude just wastes him from like 12 feet away. It was so beautiful. It was like a work of art watching this fucking demon get put down. And I like the fact that guys like you and John are out there, because I know all you're trying to do is pick up your cases of water and some groceries and whatnot, knickknacks for the house. I don't know about decorating, but
yeah,
anyway,
I hardly ever carry.
You're
though.
just
more.
out. You do the things, the errands people do, where these fucking shootings happen. And I like that there's a guy like you guys out there to fucking wax this fool. I wish we had more of them.
It's too bad there isn't more evidence. There's not more videos of like a mass shooter stepping in and taking 2 shots, and then a guy specifically directly behind him, like, not today.
Not today, fool.
That would be great if that always happened, but...
Well, the media doesn't show you the good guys winning. They only show you the bad guys winning.
Yeah.
But speaking of the bad guys losing...
when you go back to the budget hotel...
I'm getting right.
2 things, since I'm here to school you.
Okay.
Check under the mattress, because that's where people leave their porn.
Or their used condoms.
So you go there. You go there.
I never thought to look under the
mattress.
You go
under
I
the
always
mattress.
just inspect it for bugs and move on.
And there's sometimes people leave porn under there for the next guy.
You got to leave those lights off, sneak up on the bed. Then you turn them all on, and then you whip that shit up.
This
dude
dude lights his house with kerosene.
Also
hasn't been in a hotel in 15 years.
Sometimes, and if there's not
off a generator,
if there's not porn there, then you go down, you get a Hustler or whatever filthiest porn you can find, and you leave it there for the next guy.
That's actually a pretty nice thing to do.
It's a swell thing to do. And
or you just reach under a dirty ass hotel mattress, pull out a used condom, stick it on your dick, and it's still warm from the last guy.
Well, because they're only using,
and that's enough to get you.
They're only using.
You guys are disgusting.
They're only using it for an hour.
Who's you ever used a magazine to pleasure themselves in the last 20 years? You guys are retarded.
Also, since it has a concrete floor.
Did you notice how I was like, I didn't miss a beat?
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah, we used to find magazines in the woods back in the day because we're so old.
If I found
I'm almost 40 years old. 90% of the times I jacked off was on the internet.
I'm just saying, if you find one,
I'm
you're going to be like, well,
porn.
I'll kick it old school one time, then you'll realize you can't come.
I got my rocks off to plenty of Playboys, but dude, you guys are talking about looking for stray porn in hotel rooms.
Internet was really slow when I was coming up.
But it's not anymore.
And it alerted your parents with that noise when you were getting online. So,
all they got to do is start making their rounds.
So you went around to hotels and
I still have the old school fetish of looking at a magazine every now and then.
I mean, I'm not saying
that's not a fetish. If anything, that's like the antithesis of a fetish.
It's not a fetish. I could make it happen off a magazine. No problem.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that.
I don't know if I could.
Kids nowadays, you think there's a 23-year-old guy out there who you can give a magazine to, and they go, oh, this is so hot. No, they don't get that.
I could do it off of a magazine, but I'm saying I wouldn't go looking underneath a hotel.
You think there's a 23-year-old
mattress?
Yeah, you got a point there.
You think there's a 23-year-old kid out there who can look at the Sears catalog bra and panty section and want to jerk off? No.
The way you're thinking is like...
They're probably about 6 years old. That's when you look at the bra and panty section.
The way you're thinking is like a Mega Millions player. Like somebody that plays the Mega Millions. Like, I rarely go to hotels at all. So if I did, and I reach under and I get like the Jenny McCarthy or the Pamela Anderson from when we were like fucking... When they were on and popping in the 90s... then that's gold, because that was like your first That was my first. You were before me.
I might buy that magazine offline, go get a motel just to pretend I found it there.
Yeah.
And have a moment with that magazine.
When they first came out, that was like my first experience. That was like my first experiences, so that's like holds a little thing deep in your heart.
But also, what you should do, since it has
revisiting something.
Since you have a concrete floor.
So special. Yeah.
You take somebody else.
This is the MacGyver of old school porn right now.
Since it's got a concrete floor, you take one of the guys from the comedy show back there, and you put a chalk. Or a girl. I don't care. But you put a chalk outline on the concrete floor before you leave.
Okay.
Because
you can't really trace yourself, is what he's saying.
Just to freak out the cleaning lady.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you're like, this is something you can do that's funny.
The place didn't even have carpet. Yeah, you definitely were in a crack house.
Here's the funny thing. It had carpet under the far bed.
Keith, I know the money you're making. You could have afforded an or a hotel a little bit better.
I know, but as soon as I got it, I was like, this is what I want to do. Why waste?
I mean, you guys are comedians. You got to think of something to do before you leave.
On the road, I want to live worse than what I actually do in real life.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, get some quilted sheets and shit, motherfucker.
Dude, I used to be... Well, but it was like...
go to one of the fucking...
It was like being back
riverboats or something. Shit.
It was like, it just reminded me of how things have always been on the road. Like I just
want to live where someone got murdered recently.
I've never spent $1 more.
I would like to lay on a warm spot where they just mopped up the blood from some homicide.
I want to wipe my ass with the shower curtain.
Well, to that point, I went inside there was a list of rules on the bulletproof glass that I had to pay. I had to pay the guy through the bulletproof glass, and he was like, cash, card, and I was like, I've never had a hotel not put a fucking card on file.
Did he have any kind of headgear on?
First rule, do not jerk off on the bulletproof glass. No, this is not that kind of hotel.
It was.
What kind of headgear did he have on? Did he have headgear on? Answer this question.
No, he just had those kind of like pawn shop owner glasses.
No hat.
But he was definitely of the Gurdeep and Burdeep Hotel Motel Mafia.
What are you talking about?
He was definitely.
I just said, did he have a hat? I'm like,
I thought you were talking about. He was not Turbano.
You had some kind of accent when you were talking.
Well, when he said headgear, I was thinking like bicycle helmet or
with the braces.
Was he in the Masonic Lodge or what's the one on the Flintstones? The fucking
Grand Poobah.
Poobah.
But okay, so the guy, he's got the little list of rules. The list of rules said, no illicit drug use. No horseplay. No.
Okay, so you can't.
No shenanigans. It said no horseplay, no shenanigans.
So you can't fuck a horse there.
I just think he found out another word for horseplay and wanted to beef up the list.
He wanted to double down. He was like, for sure.
That's redundant as fuck.
For sure. Don't do anything crazy. No.
The second rule of budget host is no horseplay. The third rule of budget host is no horseplay.
You missed the other side. There was probably a crease in the window, and you missed the other side. On the other side, it said psych after every one of those lines.
Well, no.
No horseplay. Psych.
No.
It said no
illicit
drug use, and I was offered drugs. I was offered crack cocaine as soon as I left the room where that sign was.
You cracked your room, went in, took your shorts off, put on a new pair of pants, walked out. Hey, you want some crack?
Maybe he was confused. Maybe he got horseplay confused with pony play.
Is it like the bronies that want to fuck as a horse?
I told you you're close to Kentucky, man.
Those are the guys who, dress up as the horse and maybe they had that shit going on there at one point, and they said, no horseplay.
The man who made this list was English is his second language for sure. At least his second language. And the fourth, and that is explained by the fourth thing, which is no baggy pants, which he meant to say no sagging your pants. Because, like, you can't tell me that I can't wear loose-fitting jeans. Like, what the fuck kind of rule is that?
So no Zubaz.
Yeah, you can't.
No parachute pants. You were close to Kentucky, and the only thing they know about in Kentucky is horses. So that's why they're like, no horseplay. You know, there's a lot of horses around this area.
Don't ride a horse into
Don't have sex with them. Don't let them have sex with you.
Don't ride the horse in our hotel.
Don't
That's a different horse.
Yeah.
That's a dragon. That's Game of. We call that Game of Thrones.
That's a hell of a fucking ride. But so the drugs. As soon as I get in there, I just splash some water in my face, like he said. Change my pants. And I had a couple smokes because they were all smoking rooms. Every room was a smoking room.
That's why he picked that place, just so he could smoke.
I didn't think those even existed anymore.
I go. Is it a smoking room? It's Cincinnati. It's Northwest Cincinnati.
Was it on the river?
No, it was up in Northwest Cincinnati. Okay. And I asked the guy. I go, can I get a smoking room? He goes, smoking room. like it's all smoking rooms, Jim.
Just take your pick. All the keys are the same. Here you go. Pick whichever room you want. That's how we roll. Everybody can go in everybody's room. We don't give a fuck.
He goes,
I hope you don't have anything expensive.
But so I go.
You're at the budget host. Nobody has anything expensive.
The budget host comes.
You know, because you've got the Maserati and the Aston Martin parked outside, so, you know.
Well,
every car they have parked outside there is on fucking cinder blocks.
I don't want to.
No one drove to that place except him.
I don't want to get to the show too early, you know, because I don't want to be fucking hammered or anything. And when I'm getting back on stage the first time in forever, it feels like. And so I just sit there and I watch the news, and get angry and chain smoke for about 30 minutes, and I leave. I finish getting dressed and leave, and I walk out my room, and they're taking some guy out on a stretcher from an OD, and he is straight up, full blown, like he's diminished capacity at the moment, bro. He is like fished out strapped to a gurney. He's got 3 EMTs on his ass, like straight up caring for him, as they're getting him out of the hotel room that he apparently died in, or was dying in. And there's about 4 police officers leading them. So there are like 4 cops in front of the problem. That's like, I'm on the catwalk. It's a U-shaped catwalk upstairs of the 2-story hotel. I'm on the U end, not the leg end. And they're on the far right leg end. And so I can see everything. And they're bringing the guy down, and you got the 4 cops like right in front of him, all standing there calmly. And one cop comes, and like a 5th cop comes rushing up with his baton out like this. And I'm like, he's got his billy club. It's not even one of those ones that collapses in like the nun from the Blues Brothers. It's a billy club with the thing off the side. And he's got it up, and I was like, they still have those?
Yeah,
turns out
they got
he thought it was his gun. Anyway, I just couldn't understand, why do you have your club out? All these cops are standing there with their hand, like, look at your coworker's body language. Put your club down. This guy's strapped to a gurney dying. This is not a beat-ass situation, man.
Get that man.
What the fuck is going on here? He just came in full-blown club out, and I was like, you know, it's never going to get any better. I don't know. That was my vibe. I then go downstairs to meet my Uber, and I was like,
welcome
so
back
happy.
To comedy.
I was afraid that they were going to, like, not take my ride when they pulled up and there's cops and ambulances everywhere.
They know where they're going.
But this dude was like, oh no, man, welcome to Cincinnati.
Happens every time.
It's great. My Don't worry, man. That guy that OD'd, people OD all the time here. What did he say? He said, my son's Little League coach won him the championship, went home, OD'd.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Oh, that's just Frank. That's just Frank.
Frank takes too much, you know?
Yeah.
Frankie takes too much.
He'll be fine. He'll be back here next week.
I couldn't believe it, man. So that's the hotel I stayed in. It was great. Like I said, bug-free. Very prison-esque bathroom. You know? Like the toilet looked like it was out of a jail, but they had figured out how to put... You know how in jail they don't have a lid for the toilet? This was like a toilet that didn't have a lid, but they figured out a way to put one on it. It was cool. Anyway, the budget host in Cincinnati, 2.9 stars.
That's what you saw, and you were like, "That's a place for me."
Yeah. It was a good time. I had fun down there, man. Well, John, you really wanted to get to a couple of these news stories, and I'm.
No, you got time?
I got time.
10 after 6.
No, yeah. I got plenty of time.
All right, cool.
We're good.
Yeah, we just got a couple stories we want to talk about. Let's see. You want me to?
Basically, I would let you introduce them. We just we dead aired there for a second, but I can go ahead and say, Vice President Kamala's niece.
Okay. Yeah. First story is Kamala Harris's niece. She was main part of her staff when she was running for president on the Democratic side, and now she's still one of her main advisors.
Hell yeah, good Democrats.
Stanford graduate, JD at Harvard Law.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
very accomplished young lady. Did she put her keyboard in her mouth?
Yeah, no, I don't know. She's from the streets, but
okay. She knows what's up.
Yeah. But so anyway, she tweeted after the shooting in Colorado Monday. She said the Atlanta shooting was not even a week ago. Violent white men are the greatest terrorist threat to our country. So turns out the shooter in the Colorado shooting was Syrian. Not white at all. The white
of the Middle East.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. He didn't look white to me. He looked as dark as her. Because, I mean, I don't know how black she is, but she went to Stanford and Harvard. I doubt if she's been in the room with more than 10 black people at a time. But it's just, I just think it's so racist to just say that violent white men are the biggest terrorist threat to this country.
I frankly don't like the word terrorist because I think it's a racist word.
When you're talking about a person that wasn't even white.
Yeah, that's
she assumed that just because it was a mass shooting that it was someone that was white. But if my point is, I'm not a Donald Trump fan. I didn't like him. But if he would have said the same tweet, but you changed the word white with Muslim, black, Mexican, any other word, he would have got slammed. But she can say whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Because she says white.
And
it's just hypocritical to me.
It feels like it's like you want to have your cake and eat it too. It's like I want to say that I'm trying to be against racism, but then I want to promote a particular kind of racism that's just as divisive. If anything, it leaves people feeling like, like we're being lumped in with mass murderers. You know what they've always said? The best way to stop a family from grocery shopping is a Syrian guy with a gun. No, I don't. It's like nobody thinks about this in terms of race. These people are. What we get upset about is when people get shot because of their race. But we don't. Why would we be upset about the race of the person shooting. If you go out and shoot people at random, you're a fucking piece of shit no matter what race you are.
Well,
I think anytime you put any kind of adjective in front of your cause, you are automatically excluding yourself or putting yourself into a different category. For instance, if you're talking about wanting equal rights through the Black Lives Matter thing, well, you've already singled yourself out through the adjective of Black Lives Matter. Take the black out. Lives matter.
Yeah.
You don't need the adjective.
Notice he did not say all lives matter. He said lives matter. Like people whose life matters.
You don't need the adjective in front. Lives matter.
Also,
if you want, and that's the thing is, we do this. We do this thing in our society where we say we want everybody to be equal, and then we put labels on ourselves
to separate
Yeah,
ourselves.
so you want to be
builds different levels.
The gay and trans community does it.
LGBTQ.
Hey, we want to be treated as equals.
But we also want to have our own group.
But we have this like you.
But we have this group that separates us from everybody else.
It's like they're becoming the jocks now.
Yeah.
The Leaf Garretts and from whatever the outsiders, where they're the cool club and they want to keep everybody else out.
And I am of the mindset of I will treat you
however you want.
How you treat me. Okay?
Well, just with respect in general.
I will treat you...
Until you disrespect me, then I'm going to come at you with that shit.
But you don't have to... I've had gay friends in the past. Guys that I've worked with.
They're all now dead.
Well,
or you just cut ties because, frankly, they were a little bit of a pissy queen.
And it never came down to you're different than me because you're gay and I'm straight. It was never about that.
It was
never about
that. They liked each other's company.
They were aware that I was straight. I was aware that they were gay, but it didn't separate us.
Let me ask you this:
if
you were with one of those friends,
let me say one thing. It was it comes to the point where they fight for so long to be equal. And then once they get to where you can be equal, then it's like they still want to segment away. It's like, well, I don't want to just qualify every person as this is this gay person, this is this colored person. We're just all people.
Yeah,
we're just people.
Need to work to just.
And that,
we should have for all these different segments. The more segments you make, the more we just go back to what it was.
And so you're not going to eliminate certain people's dislike for other people based on gender or skin color or what have you. Those are preferences. Those are things that are learned, or those are things that are gonna be there. Okay, I might not like you because you have an orange shirt on, and that just infuriates me because I hate orange.
Dude.
Okay,
baby
but
V-neck.
That's always gonna be there.
You got a regular tee. You're showing more taco meat than me.
But do not. But
he's actually putting you to shame. Those two wisps. Because you know that it leads to this Bavarian forest of hair. But you can tell from the wisps what's... Oh, yeah. See? I knew. He's tough city down there.
So,
anyway.
But to put... You put that on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you different, is putting that label on yourself.
Except for when it comes to the cops, because if you're black, you're scary to them, and then they kill you. That's just a fact. At this point in time, we have to all accept that.
My point with Mina Harris is she looks at herself the same as Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, all these people from the civil rights movement that actually made sacrifices and did shit. This woman has grown up privileged her whole life. She went to Stanford and Harvard.
Yeah.
You should...
She's a White House staffer.
You should be an example of how we have evolved and moved forward.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be taking the side of, all my people have been oppressed. She hadn't been oppressed her whole life. She's lived more pampered than anybody in this room. Yeah. No matter the color of our skin. She
should be held to a higher standard when it comes to the things she says. She's in our government.
Not only because of her race, but also because of her gender. She should be standing up and saying, "This is what I have accomplished because I am a woman, and because
she can't,
and because." But again,
she can't come from a point of view of someone who's been held down.
But again, she's putting she'd be putting those labels on herself because I am black.
Been there since the '60s, but she can't.
Because I'm black. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Because I'm black, I've accomplished this. Well, you're putting that label on yourself again. Because I'm a woman, I've done this. No, I'm a person who has accomplished this.
An accomplished person. Yeah, you're.
I'm an accomplished person because I wanted it. Yes, I get it.
I like where he's coming from.
She had some in.
Sure, she did come from a place of privilege. Her grandfather's taught at Stanford.
My point,
which is very reminiscent of old Aunt Becky from fucking.
But she could have gone down the.
But she went to Stanford where her grandpa taught.
She could have gone down the I'm a rich spoiled brat who got everything handed to me and never did anything with my life. And ends up in Mexico, strung out on...
Take an opportunity and use it to your advantage.
The biggest point is if
you
took her tweet and changed her name to Donald Trump and changed one word, took the white out and put Mexican or Muslim or...
whatever one that he would have loved to have used.
And, everybody would have bashed him, including her. But she says it about white people, and it's just swept under the rug.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Like there aren't white people out there that love black people and that live right. And
that's why I said I told you I'll take her down to Hindle Bowl and see how black she feels.
Yeah,
because I bowled in leagues where I was one of 5 white people in full lanes, and nobody ever gave me trouble. And I guarantee you, she ain't gonna walk in there and feel comfortable.
Let alone have
I walked in
vodka
there,
and orange juices.
I walked in there.
Or was that the vodka tonic?
I walked in there with $800 worth of bowling equipment and fucking drinking shots of Crown at the bar with middle-aged black women, and I didn't ever feel uncomfortable.
$800 worth of mild equipment.
No, this is newer stuff.
Do you still have that steel ball?
You take her down there and she ain't gonna hang out for more than 20 minutes.
You still have that seafoam green straight ball? That was a fucking mean fucking cleanup ball.
I don't think I have any balls left.
Man, he had you used to have this one look like a piece of turquoise. Just spinning.
That might have been
that was
nitro.
It had a little pin on it, but it wasn't like... It was pretty much a straight ball. I always bowled with just a little bit of something to it. I never got into the crazy hooks and all that stuff. But speaking of people named Harris that didn't do anything to...
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, didn't do anything bad to Whitey this week. They only kind of really went to battle with the Brown. Old Barney Dale Harris.
Barney Dale Harris. That's a straight up out of Mayberry name, too.
For real. Old Barney
North
Dale.
Carolina, too.
Man, that's where Mayberry supposedly took place, I think.
Yeah.
It was one of the Carolinas.
It was
it was on a soundstage in Studio City, California, one of the most prominent Jewish neighborhoods.
They still make fake advertisements on the radio for Don Knotts, like fake voices of them. Still to this day, don't they?
Yeah.
Like
for the gun show, for the gun show,
yeah. Oh yeah, Don Knotts was amazing. You know, he was just a straight up pussy hound. That was his. He would go. He'd be on whatever show he was on with Three's Company. Andy Griffith fucking shaking the slapstick around, shooting himself in the foot, and then as soon as he left there, he'd go see his wife, have dinner, and he'd leave, and he kept in a hotel room at all times at this really cool hotel down on Sunset Boulevard. And he'd go try and pick up whatever strange was in the bar there, being fucking Barney Fife or
Don Knotts,
to be a motherfucking Don Knotts, really.
You're gonna get somebody. You're gonna get somebody.
He just kept
somebody
hotel
grew
room
up with you, and their uncle mistreated them in the day.
You want a little?
Got that fetish now.
You want a little Ralph Furley?
Hey, yeah. He shows up. He's Mr. Furley, but he's also got the tab, and he pulled puss every night. That was what he did. Anyway,
he also started his career as a ventriloquist, I do believe.
We've gotten away from Barney Dale because that's Barney Fife.
Yeah,
but which all this talk of cops, I don't know how we ever got.
I understand Barney Dale has a few more bullets than Barney Fife.
Yeah, he didn't keep one in his pocket. He kept about 30 in the chamber. He was 36 chambers, like Wu-Tang.
I was gonna say, I think he has a couple more in him.
Let's let Jack give us the details because I don't know all of this. Really, story by heart or anything.
Charlotte area teacher. He was a basketball coach. Suddenly died this month.
He's making them do suicides. What happens to him?
Well, he's got enough lead in his.
He taught Spanish
use his dick for a pencil.
Taught Spanish and coached varsity basketball and track. Really
well, that Spanish came in handy when he was asking them guys to stop shooting him.
They're really going into all his good qualities before they learn that this is the real life Breaking Bad, dude. This is in the aftermath. 30 shell casings littered the interior and exterior residents of the nearby mobile homes were scarred with bullet holes. This dude was found dead in the
in a fucking stash house.
Mexican cartel stash house.
Trailer. Yeah, stash trailer.
Yeah. not even a real house, because in North Carolina they don't even do a real stash house. They do stash trailers. So this dude's found dead. He's a beloved basketball coach, Spanish teacher.
But they found him like straight up fucking ski mask.
He was killed.
Right?
He was killed, but the cartel member that was found dead in the stash trailer was hogtied and all that shit and killed.
Oh shit.
And the brother-in-law of the teacher escaped and was caught up with by the law. So he didn't get killed. So I think what happened is maybe this dude killed the teacher, the brother-in-law. This is just my this is not facts. This is what I'm saying that happened.
Okay.
They both tied up the cartel dude. Then the brother-in-law, killed the teacher. And it's like, I'm taking it all.
Okay.
Left. The cartel came, found the shit, said, "Oh, our cartel guy in North Carolina sucks dick," because he got killed by a fucking middle school teacher.
Damn.
And gets fucking capped the fuck out.
Okay.
And then the cartel leaves. Then the police catch up. I mean, it'll all come out because this brother-in-law is gonna roll over on whatever he knows.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll put him up in Canada. on our titty.
But yeah,
we'll
it's like it's like a real life Breaking Bad shit. Like
I thought it was like the
fucking high school teacher,
the high school teacher and his brother-in-law mask up, guns ready, roll into this fucking stash house, kill the cartel guy after they made him tell him where in the fucking trailer the shit was.
Well,
by binding him up hogtie style. And then
I think the brother-in-law,
somehow the cartel shows up. One gets shot, one gets away. The one that got away is like, hey, you know,
I think
because the coke, there was still coke left there. There's a whole key.
Well, I think the brother-in-law. I think the brother-in-law.
You think you'd take it all if you were robbing your brother-in-law?
I think he had priors.
Oh, okay. So he's just trying to get in good with the family. You know how it is when your girl's family doesn't like you.
He had the
he's such a bitch. Sometimes
he had
you buy a piece.
The brother-in-law had the connections with the cartel, and then I guess the teacher brother-in-law was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go do this with you," and he just fucking caps him. But like, dude, why? If you're a fucking basketball coach teacher, why would you be doing that shit?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have stage 4 lung cancer and needed to buy an RV.
That's true. No, but what I learned working in the gambling industry is that people somehow get addicted to gambling, and you really wouldn't even know they were addicted to anything because they like still eat food, still drink coffee and beer. They're still just like kind of normal people, but somehow they're in a tremendous amount of debt. And it's because they're like insane about the money that they'll never have. And I gotta say, this guy might have had some debts that we just are not privy to based on his lifestyle. I know that my basketball coach in high school always owed my health teacher money because that guy couldn't pick a winner except for when it was his own team. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Should we tease how they're adding PC to the end of the Alphabet Mafia?
Oh, no. Well, one more thing on this.
Go on.
This just came in. Mina Harris just tweeted that, thank God that terrible white teacher got killed by that white Mexican cartel. I hate all of those white people.
They were Spaniard. Like you could only have like one level of indigeneity in your bloodline if you want to be in this cartel. So it's a white. It's like the Louis C.K.
Sorry for her,
Mexican cartel.
Sorry for her, but she's gonna have to make one more apology because the teacher was black and the Mexican cartel members were Mexican.
Oh shit, they were.
So not all terrorists in the U.S. are white. Sorry to tell you, Mina Harris.
Hey,
I
don't think drug dealers are terrorists.
Sorry, I have a degree from Ivy Tech, and I know not all white men are terrorists.
Okay.
In your face, Mina Harris. Suck Keith's dick because he needs it more than me.
Was that a brag that you have a degree from Ivy Tech, or was that a...
No, that's just
humbling.
I've got a shit degree, you've got a...
I'm smarter than her with my community college.
Okay, just checking, because it kind of sounded like a brag.
No, it is a brag.
She went to Harvard Law, and now
and she's a dipshit.
No,
he went to Ivy Tech, and he's not.
She went to Stanford. She went to Stanford and Harvard Law, and now her career name is child novelist.
I was just checking.
So, okay.
I'm no better. I mean, I've got the same.
I will say now that I'm better than her.
I wasn't bragging on myself. I was shitting on her the whole time for sure.
I believe in equality in the law. I believe that groups of people are equal. Like there's literally probably about the exact amount of assholes in every single group of people that you could mention. That's an equality I firmly believe in. I believe in people's equality on the whole, but as far as like being able to feel better than somebody, yeah, if you went to Harvard but you're still a fucking dipshit, you're a fucking dipshit, and I'm not. So I feel better than you. Yeah. And so I'll say right now, like, I'm better than Kamala's niece.
Sit around
and I'm fucking really better than who I'm about to bring up, who we got to get your opinion on.
If I sit around and write notes
just got to.
With pencils that are meant for golf courses, and I've never been on a golf course, I'm a dipshit.
Well, I got this given to me by a friend of mine who's a gambling addict. When I needed something
to write. All of your friends.
No, that's from the racing form at the horse track.
Yep, you know it. This guy knows. That's
says the guy who knows what the pencil at the racing form at the horse track.
That's why I told him you said what's the difference between OTB and going to the track? I was like, because you get to see the horses, motherfucker.
Exactly.
We grew up with horses, baby.
And it's a lot easier to pick the horses when you can see them in person.
Hell yeah.
I believe that. See, I never go by
You gotta see which one's got those real steroids pumping through their veins.
I never do that. What I do is I go bet $50 and $5 to win bets on all the long shots, and then I lose. Except for when I win, and then I'm like, hell yeah, because I'm way the fuck up, dog. I'm way the fuck up. Yeah. But I don't do it all the time. Anyway, what I will say is, speaking of dipshittery, the glorious state, the home of the Union, I believe it was at one time the capital of these United States, New York City, has a pending case in court as to whether parents can marry their own fucking children. Or, as the Alphabet Mafia will be referring to it, LGBTQ plus PC. PC for parent-child. Parent-child marriage is in court.
I don't even think it was in New York City, though. I think it was New York State.
New York State? After watching Escape at Dannemora, I kind of understand. There's some real hillbillies in New York. With their turlets and their pizza.
Yeah. There is so much wrong with this.
Tony, you're not in favor of people marrying their parents?
Well, I'll give you the full. Let me give you some more details.
Okay. You've met my mother. Do you think I'd want to be married to my mother?
There's more details.
I love your mother. She's a wonderful lady, but
yeah, to you because you're not her real son.
Oh damn! It's a family affair.
And I'm pretty sure she
Tony's getting buck on this.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't watch the podcast, so I think I'm safe.
Brent might watch it now that you're on. You better watch out. No, but this. They said they didn't reveal if it's the man and the daughter, the woman and the son. They didn't say.
Oh yeah, that if it's story. Father and daughter or mother and son.
And also, they said there's no way for them to procreate.
They also could be mother and daughter or father and son.
Yes, exactly. So they could be gay.
Which I gotta say, I'm not grossed out by homosexuality, but incestuous homosexuality does give me a bit of a shudder. I'm not one of those, ew, two guys are kissing, but like, father and son are making out. God damn.
I don't know. This is one of those where I was like, dude, if it doesn't affect me, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them.
No.
That's not how I feel.
No, that's not how I feel either.
I'm just like,
They're not squirting out into kids with fucking double heads and bullshit.
I don't care.
I'm not jerking.
They
want to fuck who they want to fuck with.
This is disgusting.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's disgusting to me.
You're going to get... Tony, give me 1 second.
They might think something I do.
I swear, I'm going to give you the floor. But I'm just going to say right now, John has won me over, and I now believe that it's perfectly okay. Because you see people who are...
I just said retard.
God,
why'd you forced me to say retard?
They want to fuck their children.
I told you I didn't want to do this story
happy in each other's arms. I think that you.
I told you I didn't want to do this during the
retard.
podcast.
I'll give you full credit.
Hey, you know what?
I want to say it. This
do
is
not
fucking
let
retarded.
people tell you what you can
that?
and cannot do. That goes wrong. If you want to say retard, say retard.
You're my brother, and you're trying to tell me what to do.
He's telling.
What's the difference?
I said if you want to, say it. Be you.
Yeah.
Be what you want to be.
If they want to be married and that's what makes them happy, that's not fucking with me. Nobody else they don't know anybody else in the world. No one will know. It will be their own secret. Let them fucking be married. Who gives a fuck?
We see people.
The rest of their family will know.
Could be.
The rest of their family might be dead.
Hold on.
I don't know.
What I'm going to say right now.
Or the rest of their family probably already disowned him to begin with. Okay, this isn't the tip. This is the.
These are not people who have more family to judge them for fucking each other.
This is the tip of the Titanic iceberg.
Yeah, bro.
They've seen the tip before. They know these motherfuckers are crazy if this is what's happening.
This is a family that's been left alone to play Dungeons and Dragons for decades, man. This is a sick group of cat
live
people,
together in secret and die.
People who like cats too much, they have like 8 of them. They just let it get out of control. This is a group of people who like still have an 8-track player that works. Okay, we have to be. Nobody ever talks about the positives of incest. Okay, like these are just people living in swamps usually, who like the only time they ever come to town is to like trade squirrel jerky for chewing tobacco.
I'm not saying that these people aren't complete and utter trash. I'm just saying that I could care less about them. I don't want to hear about it in the news.
Exactly. When you go to a restaurant, you've seen mothers and sons eat together in their 40s, and you're like, oh, they're kind of like just, he lives with her. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by the type of sweatpants he wears.
This person,
and like, it happens.
This person filing this motion in
so what if they go home and fuck? We're not going to watch.
This person filing this motion in New York is the same to me as Demi Lovato saying she's pansexual on
or California Sober, which me and John have maintained a very solid California Sober.
Demi saying you're just getting attention.
Demi Lovato saying she'll screw anything gives me hope.
It's not even saying she'll screw anything.
I'm ready to start getting my California Sober chips.
She'll screw B.
I want my fucking 1 day, my 1 month. And also, I want my retroactive 18-year
what we figured out
from California Sober Anonymous.
What's California Sober?
It's alcohol, weed,
and mushrooms. At least mushrooms.
And hallucinogenics. Yeah. Probably
all hallucinogenics or just mushrooms?
DMT and mushrooms seem to be the acceptable ones. Acid's the one that everybody's still afraid of because of the bad acid from
ecstasy.
67.
You can't do ecstasy and be California sober because they can have anything in that.
You can have meth, heroin. I've had pressed pills with heroin in them before. That's the only time I've ever done heroin.
Oh, I'm California sober.
Yeah, me too. We need our chips. We need fucking... I want a token. I want a keychain. I want a t-shirt. California Sober Anonymous, CSA.
Actually, I'm probably not.
You're probably not. Oh,
anyway.
Well, John, we'll get to that another time. But Tony, we want to thank
this is a good time to move
on for coming on.
I don't care what anybody say. I just want to say I'm against that.
So you don't like when kids marry their children, or I'm sorry, parents marry their kids?
No. When you get spanked by your parents, it should be a punishment, not an excitement.
Yeah. What about Woody
that's how you end up getting excited about it later in life with someone else.
They're not technically related.
So we're down with that. I'm good. With
Woody and Sun-Yi. Oh yeah,
they've been together for so long.
They used them.
Obviously, it worked.
They used them as the example of.
I applaud them.
They are the worst you can be. That's what the state of New York said. They were like Sun-Yi and Woody. Because he never legally adopted her and he wasn't really raising her, essentially they are as bad a relationship as you could legally have.
Find one famous person in Manhattan that's been in a relationship that long. Not one. They've been together forever.
That's right.
It's
this is
fucking love, dude.
This is better than Ross and Rachel. I'll tell you that.
Fuck yeah.
You remember Ross and Rachel? That plagued your television when you were a
hey,
conscious human being.
Woody and Soon-Yi ain't never been on a break. Trust that.
Hey, we'll see you next week, and we'll hopefully fucking have Tony back real soon and do some really fun stuff as it's warming out here in the cold heart of outer space. Y'all have a good one.
Hold on, dude.
What? No. What?